guys, it's Mike, heading out to do some scouting for turkey season. Season opens here in a few days, and, well, a little more than a few days, more like a week or two. But I want to go out and get a little bit of a head start, because last year we ended up in a situation where I was just not quite on the money with where the turkeys were. And when you're calling turkeys, 100 yards matters. So you could do some scouting on the property, try to find an area that's a little clearer, that is closer to where the turkeys are roosting, and see about getting my doghouse blind set up. So I'll see you guys again when we get there. All right. So this is the field that I hunted in last time, and look at that, there's turkey sign right there, I think. Maybe not, if not fresh, if so. But the problem I ran into is that the turkeys roost, and I know this for a fact, down about 600, 700 yards into the valley, because we're up on the top of the valley here. And there's so many hens, I lose them before they get here. We also are in a spot that's got a lot of vegetation that grows up pretty thick on the sides, so they can't really see the decoys coming in. In the past, I used to set up farther back on the knoll, backward in my deer hunting video where I went up to help my father. And the problem there is, again, you're just too far away. You got to get lucky. You got to have them see them, but at least they're out in the open. So I'm going to head further into the property and see if I can find a spot more down into the valley that doesn't have as much vegetation growing up around it and still has a good clear spot. You know, the big thing to remember too is most of this shit's going to grow up into ferns in the next week or so before the season starts. So we're going to head further down that way through the dried up beaver swamp. There's a duck of some sort right there. Wood ducks, there they go. I won't bother them. Looks like the beaver dam swamp is pretty much filled up here. I'm getting to the point where I got farmland to my left, so I don't want to push into that. That's not ours. I got about 100, 200 yards to that. Basically out till that field. So it's not like I can set up in that field, unless I got permission from them, but... Hello. Little fella. Alright, so after much deliberation, I think I'm going to set up kind of right here, backed by a good amount of rock. So hopefully they'll, if they come in behind me, they'll see the decoys and walk past me. I don't think they'll come in behind me, because typically they come up this way when I've called them in, up into the hills. So I'm hoping here, a few hundred yards closer, I can set up. The big thing will be calling them across the creek, if they're across the creek. But I feel like I'll have a pretty decent visibility, minus some of this stuff going in, but it's about 30 yards, I'd say, to the green there, which is well inside shotgun range. I'm comfortable shooting out to 50 with my 20 gauge set up the way it is. So go ahead and get this thing set up. Alright, I lied. We're back. So I got it all staked in. Maybe that one needs to be moved out just a hair. There we go. I moved a bunch of leaves out of there, so I'm not gonna hopefully make a whole bunch of noise. Got staked up in the back. So it blends in pretty decent. And so what we'll be looking at for field of view, I'm gonna bring a little chair in, a little stool. I'll be sitting back here, so pretty good field of view. Of course, this will be a little more grown up, but should still have plenty of visual at the other side of the creek and down the creek. So we will we'll see. All right, guys, we are out in the blind. Heard the first gobble of the day, and we're just gonna take it from here. So here goes nothing. Well, guys, it is about 7 o'clock now. Been out here for 2 hours, and it is dead. There's barely even birds chirping. I hear a few, but not like it normally is. All I heard was that one gobble first thing in the morning, and we've just been kind of sitting here ever since. So we're just gonna keep sitting here. So it is now about 8:30. Heard a couple gunshots. I've heard some gobbling. It's hard to tell whether it's how far off it is, but I don't know if the turkeys are just starting to get up and move now. But we'll see. There's a couple gobbles off in the distance right now, so we'll just stay put and see what happens. So it's about 10 o'clock now, and I'm gonna pull the plug on sitting here in the blind. It's just a real slow morning. It started to rain a little bit, not too bad. So I'm gonna go pick up those decoys. And then leave everything in here for now. I'm on private land surrounded by no hunting land, but still wear your orange, guys. You really want to be accidentally shot by someone who doesn't know any better. So yeah, really not too sure. It seemed like everything was gonna be good when I did my scouting last week. So there were turkeys. It was good signs, but unfortunately, just very dead this morning. Like I said, I heard 3 shots in total, 2 of which were in quick concession and from the same area. So potentially 2 birds somewhere in the surrounding few miles got shot. But I'll go ahead, pack up these decoys, and I'm gonna leave the blind for now. I'll come pick that up later, and we'll still hunt our way out of here. See if maybe I can't bump into where some are hanging out. So in previous years, including last year, I hunted in this field here. And I say field loosely because partially there lies the problem. Our property doesn't have a lot of fields like the agricultural land around us. So what tends to happen is we gotta either get the birds when they're coming off the roosts
on our property in the surrounding woodland, or gotta get them when they're coming in back feeding or roosting, because they'll spend a lot of time strutting out in the agricultural fields. However, this is a unique season. This is really the only day that I have allotted to hunt these guys, since in less than 2 weeks I'll be halfway across the country. So we'll try to cover a little ground in the woods this morning here and see if we can't bump into a Jake or a Tom that's wandering around the woods still. And although I typically like to shoot Toms, given I was skunked last year and we're kind of at a time crunch, I ain't exactly that picky. Well guys, I'm running out of ground to cover, at least on this little sector. So unfortunately, that's probably going to be it. I know turkey hunting here is usually a lot of luck of the draw and not really a whole lot of chance to really try to work them. But that's still a little disappointing when you go away empty-handed, but it is what it is. And unfortunately this year and last year got skunked. Wish I had some more time to put into it, but I'm on to greener venues. But we're getting close to the middle of the day now. Everything's probably going to start slowing down, so I'll go ahead and pack up and go grab some lunch. If you guys like my content, like and subscribe. Sorry we didn't make anything happen this year, but we'll be off on a grand adventure to our next trip just around the corner. You guys have a great day.